What loophole did you exploit 4 years before someone found out? I was really good friends with my building superintendent, super, at a job I have since left. He was also the super for several other buildings in downtown. My friend, the super, got a terminal cancer diagnosis, and on his last day at the building he gives me an envelope with what appeared to be a parking garage card inside. He said, "Fiz, you have been such a great friend, I wanted to give you my key to the kingdom. It should save you a lot of money, because it works in every city-owned parking garage in downtown." I left that job in 2012, and to this day the card still works at over 12 parking garages in downtown. Go see a concert or sporting event? Swipe the card for the arena, no longer the official name, garage. Need to park at the courthouse or city hall garage? Swipe the card. Want to go see a movie, or go to a club or park? Swipe swipe swipe, free parking day or night. Bruce, you left us way too soon, but gave me a gift that just never stops giving. Miss you, buddy, and thanks for saving me a ton of money. Growing up I worked at a chain grocery store. They had a policy in place that, if an item price label didn't match the scanned price in the computer, the first item was free, and any subsequent items would be for whichever price was lower. Every few months an elderly woman would come in and spend 4 to 5 hours shopping. When she would come up to the register, she would have a full cart, and near everything would be free. I had to ring her out a handful of times, and only caught a few items overall that she was wrong on. At one point, she found a comforter BBB mislabeled and got it for free, $40-50 sticker price. More than once a store manager would watch her on the store cameras to ensure she wasn't switching the stickers, but never saw her do anything sneaky, just very calmly looking over every item shelved one at a time. Eventually the policy changed, and she stopped coming in at all. TL/DR store managers hate this one simple trick. There is an app for a local burger chain, where it allows you to roll the dice to get a code for a free double patty burger upgrade. It was designed so you could only try it once per day, and it even shows the date of the roll on the code, so the cashier could verify it. However, I found out that you can just change the date on your phone and try again immediately. If you got nothing, change it again and just keep going until you get the code. Then, when you got the code, you change the date back to current date and the app updates the code, so it looks like you rolled it today. I got free burger upgrades for years, until they finally got rid of the feature altogether. I don't know if anyone ever figured out this exploit. They removed it for other reasons. My friend used to restock condom machines in pubs and collect the money from them. The machines would always break and get jammed all the time, but because it was condoms no one would ever tell someone that the machine ate their money. He would just count how many condoms were gone and give that amount of money to the company and pocket the rest. Edit. I meant to also say he moved on to another job. Apparently the next person that did it collected all the money correctly and threw all their figures out. Years ago I was a season ticket holder for an awful NBA team. My tickets came electronically via PDF. I had okay seats in the upper part of the lower bowl, but nothing great. Anyway, on nights where I knew it would be empty, which was most nights, unless a superstar like Kobe or LeBron was in town, I would use the full version of Adobe Acrobat to edit the PDFs to indicate a much better seat location than mine. The barcode still scanned just fine, because I didn't mess with it, but when the usher took my printout all he saw was that I was sitting on the floor. Got away with it for years until the team actually got good for a while and the place was packed. Spoon's old menu, if you ordered 2 sides of half rack of ribs and a portion of chips, it would work out cheaper than if you ordered the ribs meal. You gotta sacrifice the 2 or 3 of onion rings you get with the meal, but instead of a dash of chips you'd get a whole basket, and it was a couple quid cheaper. When I was a kid there was a payphone down the street that, if you put your quarter in, made a call but no one answered, it would give you back 2 quarters. went there all the time, and called home when I knew no one was there to answer. I used to drive to university for undergrad where parking on campus was $15 a day. When you entered the lot at the automatic gate, a machine issued you a parking ticket and the gate would raise to let your car in. I guess to prevent excessive calls to parking security, the entry ticket would also let you out the exit gate for up to 10 minutes after ticket issue. After that you had to pay the $15 for the whole day. We somehow learned that if you placed a laptop on the ground exactly where a car would be when a ticket was issued, it would trigger the gate to go up, and with it, a new entry ticket was issued. The new ticket was good for 10 minutes. If you hustled to your car, you could leave with the new ticket. Had free parking for all 4 years of undergrad. Felt good to save hundreds on parking after being gouged thousands for tuition. I went to a sporting goods store and they asked me for my phone number when I was paying. I was in a bad mood and didn't want to fight with the clerk, so I told them our local area code plus 555 to 1212, which is the old number for directory assistance. Clerk accepted it and I left. When I checked my receipt I had a huge number of loyalty points, because apparently a ton of other people did the same thing. I called the office the next day and switched the account to my new address. A half dozen times over the next few years, I went and got free stuff with all the points that I kept racking up as one of their most loyal customers. Edit. Wow. Who've never had a comment blow up like this before? Thanks everyone. Totally made my day. When I was in school they sent us home with a form for our parents to fill in. The idea was to collect updated contact information in case anything had changed, phone numbers etc. If you were late to school, the school texted your parents to let them know. For myself, the usual punishment was a grounding. I was frequently late, so I filled the form with my own phone number and started to receive the text messages that were intended to tell my parents that I was late. Got grounded far less frequently after that. Jack in the Box used to have a you get 2 free tacos with any purchase your coupon on the bottom of their recipes. A group of my friends found out that we would buy the cheapest item, which was a slice of cheese. We could get 2 free tacos every day for 20 cents. There was a machine at an arcade similar to Dave & Buster's called Round 1. One day, I'm there with a group of friends, and I go to the prize area. I see 3 kids with Funko Pop dolls stacked over their heads, headed to the register. I jokingly ask what their secret was. They won't tell me, so I said I'd tell them my ticket making secret in exchange. Mine sucked. They inform me there's a machine giving more tickets than normal. I go find it, and it's one of those mobile games turned arcade machines that no one would ever play. I play it once and get 700 tickets for probably $0.50. To put in perspective, our 3DS was 40,000 tickets. I play it for about an hour and get enough for a 3DS. We got so good at the game, we'd win the jackpot every time and it'd give us 6,000 tickets. It would take 15 minutes for the machine to just count it all. Long story short, my friends and I stayed all day the next day and made enough tickets to get 2 PS4s, 2 Wii US, and 2 3DSs. It was such a lame game, no one ever bothered to try and play it besides us. They eventually found out later that day as they walked over to me while I was playing to observe the game. I just walked out, drove to one town over just to be safe, and redeemed all my tickets. TLDR, got 6 consoles for about $80. Parking meters took credit cards, but they weren't actually connected to a live network at all times. The machine just confirmed the card number was valid and was not expired, then spit out a valid pass. So when my card number got stolen and replaced, I kept my old, cancelled card. Of course when the system tried to run the card later it would be declined. My car and I were long gone by then. Sadly they wised up and now it charges your card before giving you a pass. I used to go to this Mongolian BBQ spot at the mall that had those thinly sliced frozen sheets of meat that they let you pick yourself, and they cook it for you, so long as it fit in the bowl they gave you, then choose your veggies etc. So they used to be kinda you folded your into like ribbons so they you'd take up more room in said bowl. Well it you're stupid, but I realized, if I just use the back of my hand knuckles I could kinda you crunch punchier the folded frozen meat down, and I would backing like a pound of meat when that wasn't what they had intentioned at all, but since it was in the bowl they had to cook it. So good. Anyways, me and my ex would go like 3 times a week and just get one of those, and it would feed us both pretty good for like $5. Eventually they caught on after like a year, and one time we went I proceeded to do the same good old backhanded meat punch in my bowl when one of the workers yelled out to me to get my attention, and pointed to my right at a printed paper that had a fist on it saying you're no to fist meat you with a circle and a cross going through it. That was my legacy there, and the food was never the same when it was 99.5% noodles. Me and my ex broke up. That was the only good thing in that old toxic ass relationship. Worked out how to get the jackpot every time on a Connect 4 fruit machine in a pub I used to drink in. It would cost about £5 to £10 before you'd get into the bonus round. Then when you did, you'd play a Connect 4 game against the machine. You place the first counter, and then after the machine places the next counter, you mirror the machine's move. Every game ends in a draw, and you win the jackpot, which was £50. The pub landlord removed the machine after around 3 months as it was regularly empty, basically paid for my drinking and more for 3 months.